class 8 nakumbuka I was in a sister school. There's a time one of the sisters called me to ask me kanisha the last time nilikaa kwa class for like more than an hour because I was everywhere. Scouts, drama, naona tuandike kitabu Owino feature X Ruigu how to become a powerful Gen Z. Alafu tunaitwa kwa mashule tunawapea story like watu walikuwa nakatiana kwa barabara as in haikuwa tu barabara, unajua siku hizi barabara tunatumia kupita but there's a time when the path was the destination, like things could happen. Hi guys, you're listening to the JLM podcast. You're with me, Owino. Wewe ni nani?
And Ruigu James.
Ruigu James. Hiya. Anyway, niko na a bit of explanation to do. As you can see, Leo, one my significant other Bridget is not here. So tutamsengenya. Yes, nimekuwa nikingoja moment. Anyway, Bridget is not here for this specific shoot. And it's because of all good things. She's welcoming good things into her life and atatuambia kirudi. So yeah, no John kwa na joke. Nilikuwa nashinda nikijoke vile kuna time tafika sitakuwa na afford bridge. And it's kind of happening.
In the horizon.
Nilikuwa namuona tu naona akiaka kanaenda mbali. Na mimi bado nacheza na maisha hapa. Anyway, it's happening. So leo tuko na chat semi fun edition.
Yeah.
Juu tumekuleta hapa with no criteria. Why do you think you're here?
I think I'm here because
alikuwa umetayarisha sauti ya podcast.
Well, I'm here to have a conversation to really share a bit about what I know.
Yes.
Kama, is it much or is it kidogo knowledge?
Kidogo acha tutakujudge after this.
Yeah. After the podcast is done.
After the podcast anyway itakuwa vibes, don't worry hakunanga si interview or anything. So leo being a fun edition, we're going to be talking about a couple of things, a lot of stories. So yay, nini nyingine watu tunafanya na Bridge ndo wanasema kila kitu and I'm lost now.
Sana.
Subscribe. Hiyo ndo ilikuwa kidogo na sahau. And subscribe, tell a friend, tell their mothers, dogs and all those good things. Na pia weambia watu wako wa watch. Tumekuleta hapa na fans wako.
Subscribe to the GLM podcast.
Yeah.
Watch, share, like, comment. Mkisikia nuggets. Nasema huyo kijana arudishwe.
Kwanza
aletwe tena.
Leo mkuja na notebooks. Kwanza umekuja na notebook.
I hope you've carried your notebooks and pens.
We're here to learn.
Learn because it drop. Live and hot.
Mnasikianga Jem kona deep voice. Unajua kona deep voice. Nimezoea umama kwa hii podcast. Unaamka tu na una sound like greatness.
Unaamka having a deep voice. Well, I think it's normal for me. Ukishazoea hizi vitu inatokanga tu.
As in it's just a normal thing. Nika mtu aniuliza nasikiaje kuwa mrembo.
Unasikiaje kuwa mrembo? Kwanza kuandika tips.
It's normal. Unaamka tu and the face is facing.
Una win the day.
The face is facing. Unajua kuna mtu ashai uliza, nimekumbuka nikiwa high school. There's this chick anaitwa Ann. At least Ann ni a generic name. But Ann alikuwa those thick babes. Thick babes. Na tulikuwa high school bro. Alikuwa na nyash. I think bado akona kabla kumuona. But imagine ashai uliza. Shani uliza watu na watakuwa. Unajua sisi watu tunafeel kama kuna way to kunyuma. Alafu ananiuliza how do we
hiyo ni misusing privilege.
Yeah, it was not nice. Anyway, but it was a weird question. But that's why pia mimi nilianza kufikiria like watu wako na nyash kubwa wanasianga tu wanabeba bag. Kama amebeba bag throughout.
Well, I can't confirm or deny. I can neither confirm nor deny. Sina any expertise.
In carrying nyash.
Mimi nitakubali tu.
Anyway, I think in the next life Mungu anibariki ndo nikuwe na please God. Hey, anyway.
Usiruke hiyo line.
Nika nilikuwa na kierere.
Nilikuwa kwani nikaa metro unajua ukienda kupanga line ya metro mimi like most times sipangangi line ya metro. Nitaenda ningoje huko mbele. Unaenda juu like there's always that one seat. There's always that one seat yenye wanabakishanga hiyo ya conductor. So unaenda unaitegea huko mbele mali zinaenda kwa exit hapo.
Wakipita watu.
Unamuuliza take notes. Usipange line 30 minutes.
So tungoje kwa hiyo corridor yao tungoje huko mbele uingie kwa hiyo.
Nikishaambia secret sasa nishajitoa.
Utapata line nyingine huko mbele.
Unapata line nyingine huko mbele. Watu wanategea mabasi. Unaona master unaona haya hii ni Covenant. Unaingoja huko mbele.
Enyewe Nairobi tunateseka tu wawili. Like not
Nairobi usipokuwa mjanja. Usipokuwa mjanja utaumia.
Kuna kitu nilikuwa nasema kuhusu hiyo story ya kupanga line. Anyway, unajua mimi nilikuwa nipeane example ya like flights. Alafu ukashuka chini kwa supermetro niko like oh jeez.
Well. The starting point. So now the next level we go to the flight.
Okay.
So story yako ilikuwa.
Sasa siwezi relate sasa sahi. Like sitaki kukua babi. Nini. Anyway, as we start this conversation, tunajua tumekuwa na this ritual ish like whenever we meet up jua tunangi that much. We usually try to catch up like what have you been learning in the past month or week or whatever it could be. Or a couple of days, but then imekuwa a while.
A hot minute.
Still in the same fashion. Naweza kuwa interested kujua hii mwaka imekuwa ikikufunza nini. This month, okay, you can choose where to start, but 2023 basically imeku treat aje. You'll answer that, then I'll also do the same.
Okay.
Yay.
So I think for me 2023 has been a very interesting year. It's been when I think about the time I've had in 2023, it's a very short time because I mean we're already in September.
Tuko September. Bado mwaka imeenda.
Mwaka inasonga. Kidogo August ilianza kidogo tuko 15th na shanga ndio mwezi mwingine. But in terms of like the events that have happened, I think it's been a long year in terms of like the number of events and also the nature of events that I've had.
True.
Because at times, like for me, napatanga I have like 2-3 events in a day. But in the morning you're
kalenda kameja.
Kalenda kameja, kameanza kunona. Kila siku kila mali ni to dots. Kuna mtu nilikuwa nataka ku have a meeting na yeye. Alafu we were not really agreeing on the time. So akaambia let me just send you my calendar, then you fill in. Hey, people are busy. But that are busy. Hata mimi kuna I think there are classes I was taking, and then my sensei, my teacher. So you have to feel like he sends you a Calendly link, and then now you feel the suitable time. Ukipata time yako suitable imeenda, pia wewe una align, unajaribu ku
unaingia fashion.
Mali utajifix hapo ndani. So na pia adulting has been a craze. But there are things to do. That's when now you start appreciating like setting priorities na vitu kama hizo. Like you can't do everything at once. Try what you'll spread yourself thin, but unajiumiza on one side at the expense of many other sides. So things, like trying to have harmony. Just nilikuwa soma about work life harmony. So trying to and like in the morning I had a discussion with one of my mentors. Alikuwa ananiambia how there's no conclusive answer to like the work life harmony or work life balance thing, a conversation, because life happens to us differently. So it's getting to now appreciate each moment that comes, and also now getting to like panga life in a way that suits you best. Ili all sides of your life are comfortably
all-rounded kidogo.
So I think the greatest lesson I've learned this year, I think I can mention like 2 or 3. One is be like continuously improve yourself. Be the Ray Dalio in his book inaitwa Principles anasemanga be radically open-minded, like be open to be radically
open-minded.
Yeah,
cool.
So be very willing to learn, look for learning opportunities, have your principles in set, because like everyone has their own school of thought, so you have to, because unaweza learn too much pia ukue confused to shanga I have 10 options to choose from. Now, which one do I go with?
Yeah, so like najua moja.
Yeah. So kwa avoid your like cloudiness kwa decision making.
Yeah, true.
Like a preset set of values. Zenye unajua well nachezea tu hapa and then nikisikia kitu yenye na revolve like around the same thing then naweza iongeza kwa list yangu. Yeah, so one, it's that be very willing to learn and
keep
also
improving
keep improving on yourself. Hallelujah. On your skills, on your relationships, on every facet of your life really. keep improving. The other one is like put yourself out there as well. The power of networking. I mean, we wanna like through my life, my personal experience and also the experience of others, I've seen the fruit of networking.
Hebu tuambie una network aje like unaenda tu unapiga unabisha
unakaa smart na unaenda bora tu
unaenda wapi kwanza.
So one on the path to say continuous improvement, kuna say have goals, have targets, like where you want to get to. So for example, mimi niko in construction, so I'd want to network in spaces where guys are in construction. I'm also into entrepreneurship, so I'd want to be in spaces where people are entrepreneurial.
So like-minded individuals.
Yeah, exactly. Individuals, because ukaniambia say watu wa vet like hata nikinetwork huko like the value ni kidogo kwangu, like kwa mtu mwingine ni like a lot of value there. So I'd say because it also costs you it costs you time, it costs you some of your resources, so you go where you find most value. That's one. Number two is like your communication as well. So you have to have like a value. There needs to be like exchange of value, appear good communication of that exchange of value
during networking.
During networking, because the idea is you want to make that connection last a longer time. See, just for the moment. So you need to know how you can either add value to the other person or the other person can add value to you,
so that you have a conversation after.
So that exactly.
So maybe nimekuwa in that. Ndo maana networking way na sound a bit on and off for me, because if we meet at a certain event then tuanze kupiga story na what happens after that. Like unajua uja go deep into knowing what's next, ama sijui tuonge hata ukinipea kadi yako sijui nitakutext nikikwambia nini. You get. So kuna that very important bit ya building like a base of what you'd have a conversation on in the next few days or weeks.
And also it could last you even years. There are connections you make and they last you years. But like in your case, for me, like what I've seen or what I've learned over time, like most of them, ni kama the 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule. Probably you'll network 80% but only 20% ndio zitakupatia the fruit you need. Ama network 20% alafu bado zikupatie the 80% you need there. So it really varies. But first thing when you meet, mkipatana, exchange contacts, like make sure you reach out. Mwambie, hey, hi, ilikuwa poa. It was very
Simp
nice
kidogo.
meeting and interacting with you.
It was such an honor, a great pleasure. Kwa watu wazee wanapenda kuambiwa hizi vitu.
Ukiona like sometimes I go through my WhatsApp chats za wase nimemeet now, especially wazee. Naona huku unakuanga very formal. Hata like it sometimes affects how I chat with people. I rarely use like hi, hey, hizo zangu zote za kwa hello name. Sometimes I even sign off with like my name like nisha
ama regards or hey, kwanza umenikumbusha au watu wa kutext hi alafu unawacha
sasa mimi hapo
ridiculous folks. Shame on you kwanza, acha tuanzie hapo. Unasema hi, we have no previous conversation. Unasema hey alafu ngoja nijibu. Niseme hi then useme jina yako. Then you prompt me again to ask where did we meet or where do I know you from? Come on, grow up. Like jaza kila kitu, state your purpose from the word go. Hi, Amiri Owino, tulikutana jana tukiitafuna jaba na kuna kitu ulisema hapa na hapa. As in, that's way better than you waiting.
Juu pia like you need to form like a string yenye huyo msee anaweza ongeza ama anaweza tag a conversation on. Utapata mimi ukin text hi mimi mwenyewe at my student level your audience ni ngumu nikupatie. Lakini say now extend that to say umepatana na say CEO of a company, text too high, hiyo utangoja my friend.
It will take years for them to reply.
Anaweza kosa like ku reply. But now if you say text of course start with it was great meeting you. State you like the either the value you bring to the table or the value you got as well. Appreciate them and then sign off, leave your name hapo ndio kama save contact. Save then akona like a point to build on from you.
From what you had said.
Like big considering your first time interaction, you expect ikue nika talking stage.
Gen Z's by the way we style up. Hii mambo ya kutext nimekumbuka time nilikuwa attachment nilimaliza, but there's they work with a lot of young people, so they receive emails nini mtu anataka ku collaborate on something. So anytime a messy email was being sent, nilikuwa naitwa kuulizwa nini mbaya na Gen Z's. Kuna mtu alisign email akaandika ravishing regards. Like unaandika ravishing unaweza andika warm regards, kind regards, whatever, but ravishing like that's too much.
I think one thing we overlook as Gen Z's ni we are dealing with say millennials and the boomers or what like other generations, so tuna either find it difficult or we completely ignore building that bridge to allow them, because it's easier for us to like build that bridge than it is is it easier for them or for us? Because
it's easier for us.
We experience both generations.
And they expect us to style up.
But now I think it's easier for us because ndio wako na more value to give. So like we are the seekers. And when you're seeking, you have to like put in the work.
Na ukue humble.
Na ukue humble tu, wewe unakubali tu. Na hiyo ni kitu kingine like Gen Z's find it difficult kukubali tu. I think we are bombarded with a lot of options. So we have a lot of options. For me, what I think, if your options will materialize, then by all means do these things. Kini kama like it's the only option you have and then you mess it up, then kwa kidogo wise uone, because you have say 20 30 40 50 years to 60 70 80 years to live. Inadependa mahali uko kwa hiyo
kwa list ya Mungu. Unaimagine Mungu anago about a J list. Like anamka asubuhi kwa leo tunatoa nani, like it's so dark. Like you don't know.
It's that's also like another factor that I've gotten to learn to seize the day, to live every day as much as you can, like to be alive to every moment, to like take every moment, like kuwa present in that moment, maximize the day. Like sijui kama ni growing up ama nini, but like the concept of death ndio imeanza kunihit harder. Yani you get to understand umse ameenda, and then now you get to reflect on, say, the moments you shared, because it you have now like more moments you shared compared. Unajua mimi nikamtoi nilikuwa naona like my grandfather died when I was, I think, in class 5 or something, class hizo early ages, but me haikuni niliona amededi nini unaona wasiana kama naenda wasiana leo na shangai
neke money.
But now, like when I receive some news of demise, some like something sad, then I get to reflect on how I've known the person, what I've known about them, na hizo vitu zote. So I think the older you get, the more life gets real. And the more you get to understand the concept, like various facets of life. True. Yeah, so now appreciating all that now in the moment, every day, whether it's with your relations with people, you know, the kind of work you get to put out here, like putting in the best. I was last weekend nilikuwa at a golf tournament, yeah.
Hey, Gen Z golf. What is the correlation? Una move fast anyway.
Golf. Is it moving fast? Okay, yeah. So like one of the advice nilipata kutoka hapo ni let them question your commitment, but not your let them question your dedication, but not your work. So kama ni
not your work.
Yeah. So kama ni kazi, like put out the best work you can. Yeah. Wacha ujue like this guy is good at his craft. This lady is good at like her craft. Yeah. Hata kama hauko like uko na commitment issues, like you wajue like your work kama ni kazi yako unafanya kazi safi. Yeah. So now any part of showing up every day.
Yeah.
Show up every day.
Kila siku amka.
Hiyo siku unaishika unaimaliza.
Okay.
Unaimaliza. Unaenda the next one, unashika unamaliza. And so what you find like after a while, say if you do that consistently, or like if you try to do that consistently, you mean yangu inakuwa consistency kidogo. But hii wiki nimezishika nimeziu. Next week
zimekushika zimekuwa.
Zinanishika. Ndio zinanishika tunakimbizana. Ashanga when did the table stand?
Yeah, so the consistency bit. Hey, so umelana a lot saje. In 2023 yako.
2023
golf unajua naziongelelea ni kani daily occurrences.
Once in a while nisione.
Tusione hizo ni zile siku na va smart.
Hizo ndio siku na va smart.
Okay. I think on my end, since I'm also supposed to answer, umepeana the longest answer ever did. Kuna zingine umesema zangu. Shame on you, respect the podcaster. Nakwambia sema life lessons zako alafu unasema
zako.
Anyway, I think 2023 for me imekuwa a major year, like in terms of could do new things and actually succeeding in them. I think for the longest time nilikuwa tunasema nitafanya and
ufanye.
Kuna kitu Murugi Munyi alikuwa anasema how young people tuna play around with this period between ideation and actually executing.
Okay.
Nimekuwa na inspiration ya kuanzisha podcast leo. Then I take 10 months for me to get things going. And you know, one thing, inspiration, ina expire kama maziwa. Like, it takes you 1 minute to be demotivated from doing something.
Especially when you don't have like something going. So you technically like have nothing to lose. So your time uko na that spark of energy and you feel like haya nataka kuamka nisome, nataka kuamka ni get this email and this things done. Do it at that moment. Like usijipe time, because your time, that time kills
kills whatever you're going to be doing. So I think that has been one major lesson for 2023. Juu nilifikiria tu story ya podcast na nikaanza ku make calls and
nice.
started from zero. As in zero.
Started from the bottom and now we're here.
Now we are here.
Sasa mko na guest mkubwa.
Tuko kijana mashuhuri wa golf course and all. Anyway, so I think hii podcast imekuwa a major lesson of this year. And as you mentioned, pia julikuwa nasema lessons zangu consistency. Like, show up every fucking day, every time yenye unaweza. Like hata mimi kuna times sisikiangi kushoot podcast. Like unaamka unasema hii ni nini nilichagua kufanya. But you have to show up whether it's a good day or a bad day, because you're first of all your audience hata haijui labda leo hata nimeibiwa kwa matatu simu na nimekuja hapa, but it's not in your business to know, and my output lazima ikuwa as consistent as it should, as it can be at any particular time. Then there's another thing yenye nilikuwa nimelearn. Why? The question why. This usually affects me sana when I'm doing something long term. Nafika katikati naanza ku question like mbona sasa niko hapa. And I think most of the time you really need to ground yourself na ujikumbushe mbona ulianza at nini ilifanya uanze at first. Na bado nimekuwa na hiyo position with the podcast. Like kuna point ilifika niko like mbona who brought me here? Nini ilifanya? Same to course, same to your work. Keep asking yourself what was your initial motivation to start, because uki lose track, I swear things get nasty. You start doing things that are not in line with what you had initially imagined ama kile ulikuwa unataka kuachieve at first. So hiyo kushinda ukijiuliza mbona nafanya hivi? Kwa nini naenda huku? Kwa nini nimeita James Ruigu hapa? Kwa nini nimekaa hapa and I'm spending time here? It really grounds every single thing you do. Every single thing you do. True. Tumepiga watu advice. High five.
Tuandike kitabu.
Naona tuandike kitabu. Owino feature X Ruigu. How to become a powerful Gen Z. Alafu tunaitwa kwa mashule. Tunawapea story. Thinking of mashule. Ulikuwa Alliance, bro.
Nilikuwa
Ulikuwa the
Alliance High School.
Wacha nikwambie, nilikuwa sasa kwenda Alliance. Lakini nilikuwa mtoto ako na mchezo. Class 8 nakumbuka, I was in a sister school. There's a time one of the sisters called me to ask me kanisha. The last time nilikaa kwa class for like more than an hour. Because I was everywhere. Scouts, drama, prefects. I was everywhere. Because the drama festivals, I think, it wasn't happening like the nationals in happening in first semester, that first term April-ish. So nakumbuka this particular time tulikuwa tume-extend, like nationals na galas na extend to the holiday. So like it's a bit of your holiday, right? Then tulikuwa tumeenda the nationals, I think ilikuwa Nakuru somewhere. Then now our parents had to come for us. Jona mamangu amejami hivyo. Si juu ya kunikujia, ni juu other class 8 are reading. Na wewe unaruka Nakuru. Hata tu wamenipata sijui nimeibiwa nini sijui. And it was so frustrating. And they kind of think that I'd have done better. Set in nilienda shule mbaya, please. But they think I'd have done better in my KCSE kama ningeenda Alliance, kama singekuwa naruka kila mahali. Anyway, since we're here with an Alliance, tuambie ni nini na kuanga kwa hii shule.
Nini ya kwa hii shule? Well, I think Alliance is a good school.
Wait. Yeah. Would you take a kid there?
Yeah, I think I would.
That's how you know a school is good.
Yeah. I think, I would. Kuna siku I had a conversation with someone. Alafu ilikuwa, so her opinion was like angekuwa like hangepeleka mtoi wake shule alikuwa. Well, and I work to afford better.
True.
So, if it depends. Like, if there's a higher standard of education, probably.
Then, so be it.
Yeah.
Tender that way.
So, if but I'd have no problem taking them to Alliance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
because I think the society and also the alumni community hold the school very accountable. So now the standards wouldn't go any lower, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that kind of accountability is held or is expected of the school.
Also, the school is always on its toes.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Lazima wafanye what's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Because nimekuwa nikijaribu tu kuangalia what makes Alliance different. Tulienda national school, sisi, but there's just, there has to be something else. I think on my side, if I'm asked can I talk kupeleka mtoto wangu the school where I went to,
itaje mbona
it would be no. Not hating on the school, but then pia si tuko na alumni association, unasema nitaje. Anyway, watu wanajua if you've watched our previous, but kwa pangani.
Okay.
For guide girls, the Kablu school with, school was divided into two. It was so weird.
Naenda lunch break mnaona aya leo kuna demos. Ngekuwa siku za maandamano. Nimekumbuka. Unajua Pangani kwa right Juja Road. Yeah. Like Juja Road is separating two bits of the school. Yeah. So kuna the school side, kuna what was there? Kulikuwa na hapana administration block, classes, library, swimming pool. I think hizo ndo zilikuwa hiyo side nyingine. Then this other side sasa ni hostels. Chukua shozitaje houses, dispensary, dining hall. So ilikuwa that kind of arrangement. So there's a time, unajua sasa usimona lunch dining hall iko hii side nyingine. So lunch time, supper time tulikuwa tunavuka bridge. As in tulikuwa tunatoka nje. Tunavuka bridge.
Hiyo bridge ni kaa uko nje juu. Literally una interact na so au interact but you're seeing that alive things are outside. Things are outside are alive. Yeah. So there's this particular day tunapaka ujafika hizo sides unaweza tembea Juja Road uone. Tunapanda ka bridge tuko kwa ramp section. Then there's this guy who while you're ascending the bridge you can literally see what's happening huko chini. Yeah. So there's this boundary wall alafu there was a guy that was peeing. There's this kuna jamaa alikuwa anafanya mambo yake hapo kwa wall and I think hakuwa ameanticipate tutaanza kutokea. It was mad like the first group. Unajua nakumbuka naisha tu like you sasa lipatikana right in
the action ndio ameanza biashara
ndio ameanza ku relieve himself
anapata audience
na sasa unajua tulikuwa tunatembea Karende like there's no day ungepata tulikuwa tuna cross Karende so Rende yako sasa like there's just something they did tukajua I swear we rushed to kuna kama
walai and the guy aku toka hapo mbio
ilibidi alimaliza I think ukianza sasa utadu unamaliza but I don't
unamalizia tu shughuli yako
but we rushed to see what nakumbuka siku nacheka tu nilikuwa naenda pia na hii story baba if I would take my child to that school I'd say no. After we left and how we were seeing things towards your time tulikuwa tunaishi your time tulikuwa shuleni. Anyway, I think things were deteriorating in its own way like they were taking more capacity than was built for the school. Na basically strained resources ilikuwa a normal day occurrence. Like if you compare how I found the school in form 1 na vile niliwacha resources are growing very scarce. Unakumbuka yote ya 100% transition angahod every kid must go to a secondary school and all. It really took a toll on the school. So unapata kuna vitu zilikuwa so easy kupata tukiwa form 1 na ilikuwa luxury. Then unafika form 4 uko katu sioge ama tumaji sijui ama dining hall vituka dining hall kujazana. That's the thing with schools that were built during colonial times because I think the school was built in 1932. It was previously an Indian school. So as these people were planning for this particular school, ilikuwa for a certain elite girls, you know, kulikuwa na all that racism. Yenyu ilikuwa ya Africans.
Yeah, it ilikuwa first African school then 1926.
1926. Yeah. I think Pangani was the Indian one, Kenya High was the European,
Nairobi school. Nairobi school.
Ilikuwa ya
No, I was talking to like a guy who studied in Nairobi school. Kwani in the days they had barbecue Saturdays. Mnapatana kwa house yenu kama ni form 1s form 2s, mnapatiwa nyama yenu, mnachoma.
Kwani alikuwa shule lini? 19?
Well, it was way back because ni ako senior kidogo.
Okay.
Like probably in his 50s or something.
Jumia watu wapacho yenye najua size then kama ungekuwa kula babake wangewe nyamaza.
I think now what you said about like deterioration of facilities na kila kitu, I think it's bound to happen because like for me when I was leaving school, I think our population was 1600 students.
Tulikuwa like 1200 while I was living anyway.
But now unaweza pata like wako 1900 or something,
closing into 2000.
And then now before that, say when I was in form 1, the school was around 1400 people.
So
by the time
Afrika tu kuzaana
other sisi like a lot of facilities we had to during my time there, new houses were constructed, the dining hall was extended, there's a plan to build a new chapel. Like facilities zilikuwa zinazikiongezewa the numbers there. So okay. I think it's something that's bound to happen. Now the question will be, how soon will like the schools catch up? Because like 60 students in a class, you need like a lot of
Rashi inafanga kwa 1 to 35 there about.
Probably,
like ukistretch kabisa.
Well, ni a strain on the teacher. Imagine marking 60 papers, 60 books, 60 everything. Utapeana assignments kila siku kweli. Wapi?
Tunachoka tu na tu vitu ndogo. Kwa mwalimu walai. I respect teachers like kabisa.
There's a lot. Hii uzuri wa walimu wanaendanga holiday. Imagine uko leave 1 month bado una leave.
TikTok huyu mwalimu ana swing kwa mlango.
Walimu wako holiday.
Watu uliamua ufanye teaching. Hadi ana whistle.
Hata ajibambe, unajua yeye profession yake, like profession yake inamtreat vizuri.
Is relative. Unajua anakuanga na all that issue ya kulipwa and all that. And you know TSC recently walikuwa na decry yo hakuna teachers wanaingia job as many.
Okay.
Like there's a gap that needs to be filled. Most Gen Zs are not taking teaching jobs.
Yeah.
And
I think this is a conversation I also had like in the morning. When there's a changing, I think I met up with like one of my mentors, alikuwa ni ananiambia he was listening to a book called I think Boys to Men or something like that. I described when like the world has changed over time in terms of like how much a man has to do now, say to win over a lady, how much the disparity in income na hizo vitu zote, in how the work environment has changed pia. So the discussion was like how one, the job opportunities in the country are fewer, but the scope of jobs one can do imewiden. You are podcasters in a few years, mtakuwa mnatuita mnatuambia shika kunywa soda. Shika, because like if you get your channel monetized, say if you grow your channel, you grow your channel, you get it monetized, then you're earning good money.
I know your logic.
10 years, you're earning good money.
So like jobs may reduce like with the titles, but then once you're in a title, there's a lot of things you can do.
Jobs may reduce in terms of number.
Okay.
Because pia kuna automation na hizo vitu zote.
Okay.
Zimekuja waka replace nini. But now the scope, like if it's in the digital space, can be a social media marketer, you can be a social media manager, like ukifanya kuna kitu niliona very interesting. A virtual assistant. Unapata kazi kama hiyo, tunalala, unaamka, unakaa tu kwa nyumba, unalipwa.
Nishaje ribu vitu kaizo. Kuna ALX Africa, they were offering that course. No, I never took it because I was busy. But basically unakuwa PA wa mtu online. You handle their emails, their calendar, you notify them of any blah 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 blah. Basically when PM too, but not just analog PAs, ulikuwa unatembea na mtu kila saa, uko na barua zake, wendo unafanya all those things. But sasa hii basically you organize the virtual meetings, you attend, you take notes for them. Vitu kama hizo.
Ni much easier. Now say compare that to going to class, marking books and everything. So you'd of course prefer the virtual assistant role.
And of course as a virtual assistant, kama unafanya online, unaweza kuwa virtual assistant wa watu 3.
At the same time.
PA lazima mfuatane
kila mahali. Beba mafile, kuna tag.
New times are changing. Times are changing kabisa.
So it's getting now to adapt with the changing times. Usiachwe nyuma. Like at times there's a time in Alliance tulikuwa tumeenda Brookhouse for a certain thing.
Stories zako ziko elevated. Yani hadi unafanya hivi ni kama it's a normal. Alliance ex Brookhouse and then
so like now tukiwa huko tunaona like maisha yao tunaona sasa you see how other guys view Alliance. Sasa ndio tulikuwa tu view Brookhouse tunaona watu okay. Maisha shwari. So kwa watu walikuwa joke venye na grandparents wetu wangekuwa collaborators ama tume wazazi wetu wangefanya medicine back in the day ama law, so wangekuwa na like top law firms by now,
so tungekuwa tunaingiza
mashule. So now sasa 10-20 years down the line watoto wako watasema nini? Unapita na dunia
we hey that
would be una adapt ili watu wakisema wasiseme na mzee wangu alikuwa wapi hizi.
You know that times I used to have such thoughts like once you start comparing
that's how you lose it.
There's always someone better earning more, prettier, bigger nyash, bigger everything. Like kuna mtu wako mbele yako. So unajua ukianza kuangalia, I scratch those thoughts out of my mind. But there's a time because I think nikiwa high school like unajua sasa tulikuwa na those two wardrobes besides the bed. Kuna watu kai unajua tulikuwa tunaenda na food, but mbona uko na perfume ya Saint Laurent in school? Like people had really expensive things,
and to them it's like normal stuff.
It's normal, like mtu akona hair care, akona perfume ya different days, and you know it's kind of okay. It's no nisa unanuka the same 3 months.
Nilikuwa realize kwa hiyo times za mafanki mademo wote walikuwa wananuka karibu the same.
Walikuwa wananuka sitasema vitu zikoze.
In my opinion, in my kitu nilinote kwa pita hivi unasikia na hii perfume nimetoka huko down
ama udema amenifuata
hapo mtu ananifuata hapa kumbe but like that fruity scent ilikuwa
very common. But anyway ndo nilikuwa nasema hizo maswali unajiuliza when you actually discover, especially uko boarding school, you actually discover that kuna watu wanapewa pocket money ya 10,000, kuna you know kuna so many disparities in how you're living. You're in the same school wearing the same uniform, everything, but hey bro, there's a difference, there's a whole other difference. But so ndo nasema as time went by and you become older and wiser. I think one conversation nimekuwa nayo na mamangu just related to this recently ni I was comparing how she grew up na babangu, how she grew up na their life wametupea sisi kama watoto wao. And it's a spectacular difference. Like we are not rich in any shape, form, matter, size, but our say wamengangana. Like I really please thank your parents.
Yeah, true.
Hata kama bado mjafika mali you
Unatakanga
probably
mfike.
want
Wewe
ama
fika.
amwishi we fika.
Fika.
But first of all, thank your parents.
Yeah.
Jo mi wazazi wangu hiyo maisha wamedelea mi ningekuwa kienyeji. Thank God walichanuka kidogo. You know, they they made a lot of sacrifices for us to have a better life than what they were used to. And that's the most important bit. Like haijalishi wengine wako na nini. Just judge yourself and by yourself. When do marking scheme, you see
your today and your tomorrow. Judge your today. No, compare your today by your yesterday. By is not the correct proposition.
Oh, okay, whatever.
With compare two actually two. Hey. Compare your today to that's my grammar. The funny thing these days, when I skia mtu amepopale kwa comment section, his grammar is an ick.
It's not giving.
It's not giving. On that, I think I also had a similar conversation with my mother. So my mother anakuanga a very strong linguist. Soma
different poems, languages. Linguist.
Yes,
what were literature?
Anapenda literature a lot.
Hey, cool, so, mom.
Alikuwa
mamangu anasomanga tu Bible. Anyway,
mamangu kwa time narratia a play by Shakespeare.
Wow.
Hapo nasikiza naona great lessons.
Romeo, my love.
Ilikuwa sikumbuki the characters, but there's a line. Alikuwa anipatia tu like advice before I left for campus. Now, but there's a poem she told me naitwa Desiderata. Umesikia? Yeah.
Ni Shakespeare?
No, it's Shakespeare. Okay. Yeah. So kuna line inasemanga aje? There's always a greater and a lesser person like than you. That's why ishi maisha yako. At the end of the day. Ish, okay. I think another thing kwata kudiscuss na wewe ilikuwa you're one of the few people wenye najua wanasikizanga their music ya roots yao. Like you'd anytime unaweza kuja kwako na umelipua speakers Mogithi. Which Kegosho and all that. Heavenly. Like in your roots, I think a lot of Gen Zs are not doing. Tuko very swept by what wanasikiza music, but see music. See music ya watu wa kwao. So at times wakuwaga too interested juu hata kuna times wanajaribu kusikiza ohangla kujaribu but like views zako on vernacular, you know, this vernacular bit which is largely our roots, and how tunaendelea jina hii maisha, like unaonaje watu wengi hawajui Mogithi, all those Wairimos and Kiku, you know, kusema Kiku, but buddies wote, it's just Wanjiku, it's just nani why they're on the spot, hawajui anything kuhusu they're you know, the vernacular. Well, I think one, it's a function of how you are brought up, really. We were having this conversation like some time back. Like growing up, sisi Gen Zs wazee kidogo. Wazee kidogo. About 20.
Oh yeah, by the sindo Gen Zs wakubwa.
Yeah.
Hey, okay.
So sisi, like the cool thing was speaking Kiswahili. Like back in the day. So mtu wako akijua Kiswahili anaonekana amesoma well brought up. Anaenda. So niyo notion ya society, like if you know Kiswahili more than Kikuyu, then you better. True. So that is it a fault? Well, it's not genuinely our fault. See, like originally our fault.
Yeah. So,
but now the thing is we can take steps towards learning. It's a matter of like taking a deliberate step. Unasema, well, I don't know, like my roots, my culture, my vernacular language. So what I'm going to do, I'll put myself in positions where I can learn. And so it's just like setting goals. Because Kami after from 4 I did French. Yeah, so nilikuwa nasoma French after high school. Now most of it nimesahau juu like I had no room to practice it or to speak with really anyone. But now good thing with the vernacular languages, you'll find like especially if you're in Kenya, you find utapata kuna watu like kando yako wanaongea the languages, so you have opportunity to practice your language. Ukienda shags, ukienda home, like even with your folks or with your relatives or with your guardians, caregivers, unaweza more like strike conversations with them. Like I made deliberate choices to even learn Kikuyu proverbs, and how I did it was nikienda shags, every time I go to shags, I ask my shosho namuuliza niambie like 2 of them and how like they can be applied. I later downloaded an app Kikuyu culture. Like nazisomanga tu randomly. Na like unapatanga after some time unaweza zi-apply kwa conversation, unaongea hivi
unarusha James Ruigu. Anyway, mimi nataka kujua Kijaka ndo nielewe moshene ya Kijaka inakaanga tamu. Magaima.
Nataka kujua Kijaka.
Inakaanga tu ina donjo. Inaingia ndani. Anyway, mimi ikwangi an excuse I give, but the reason sijui Kijaka ni juu mamangu ni Mkikuyu. That's the only reason. But naelewa Kikuyu at least. At least I do. Though kuongea it's a bit on and off, but I can strike up an aterere, neke mani, gwedaga, kokwera, de kwedaga.
Now for you, unaweza build on that. For me, how I see it ni like think long term but have short term like actionable steps. So if you get to learn 5 phrases of Kikuyu a day, in 5 years by the time unapata mtoi kama tutapata watoi siku hizi Gen Z,
I don't want babies.
unataka kuwa baby. So if it's in 5-7 years, then if you have 5 phrases a day in 5 or 7 years, wow, fluent. Utakuwa ukijua fluent Kijaka or fluent Kikuyu. And it's easy to learn because sisi tumesoma languages za huko nje.
So we like should start with ours.
With us. And also take great pride in being whatever vernacular language you speak, take great pride in your culture. Be very proud of it. Take actionable steps to learn.
Tukwe very proud. Recently nimekuwa nikisoma a couple of history books, and it's so nice to see what was happening before the colonialists decided to tell our story. I'm not sure that's a very major mistake that happened. Like sayata ukienda uangalie photos of pre-colonial Kenya, like they don't really tell the story of what was happening. So just try in your own way to connect to the roots, get to know firsthand from your old people huko ushago, like what was really happening juu hatunanga the full story.
True.
Nimekumbuka another thing wena nikasirisha. Okay, kitu moja siwezi taka as a Gen Z when I have kids, nikukuwa na watoto wanaongea Kizungu peke yake. Squeeze naona tu hata tukiwa church or when I see this young parents and all, like the kids don't speak anything else. Like mama, we going to church as ajui kanisa ni nini, like walai hajui. I think kuna time nilikuwa pia naisho na sister yangu. But during COVID tulimuingiza box. But alikuwa ameanza kutake hiyo path ya watu wa
Kizungu.
But I know it's mainly because of school. I don't think it's anything to be proud of. Ati mtoto wako haongei Kiswahili, haongei ubabi nini? Shame on you.
Now you see how Kiswahili was above Kikuyu to us, or above our vernacular. Now English is above in quotes vernacular and Kiswahili now.
It's so cool at all.
Because now what happens is in 10 20 years 30 40 50 100 years to come
French.
then like the whole of our culture will be eroded. Watu watakuwa kisikia back in the day people used to speak Kikuyu and so that like there are 10 Kikuyu ama Luo ama Kalenjin speakers and then so now what we've done we've adopted like other people's culture instead of reserving our own. So the idea is to reserve our own as much as we can. And
okay, we really need to, like as Gen Z, if we start this early kujua your language, what was happening in your culture. Mekumbuka tunafaa kwa conclude but there is this whole study being done now since I'm in this field of how hatuna African cities. We have cities in Africa. And this is because we hit copy and paste like Brito wanajenga hivi na hivi wako na skyscrapers. This is their typology of buildings. Then we just took them na tukaanza kuconstruct
like our own,
forgetting that tulikuwa na our own typologies. Kulikuwa na the manyatas. There's a way Africans used to live. There's a way markets were structured. There's a way barabara ilikuwa. As in, unajua in those way back. Barabara hata ilikuwa point. Like watu walikuwa nakatiana kwa barabara. As in, haikuwa tu barabara. Unajua siku hizi barabara tunatumia kupita. But there's a time when the path was the destination. Like things could happen. Things could... I think that's one of the major reasons mbona urban planning inatusumbua sana. Juu tuko na Uafrika bado. But you know, we are like...
trying to adopt
kitu ka hawking and selling things along the streets haifai kuwa kitu unnatural to an African because it has always been happening. But a trade ilikuwa kutandika vitu kwa barabara nipe ngombe nikupe mbuzi 3 like it has always been our thing. Then you know tumekuwa colonized and things tunaona kila kitu ina happen in a building. Then we try to do that and of course there's that conflict of who we really are and who we are trying to be. And I think inaweza kwa hiyo ni kitu naweza taka kustudy naweza taka kustudy further like what would
dissertation yako
what would constitute an African city and that would largely borrow from shosho yako that 100 years ago alikuwa anaishi aje like what was happening village yenyu ilikuwa inakaaje. Then that's really how we'll start building what we'd call an African city. So saya tuna African cities in anyway.
A very I realize like we have cities in Africa. African cities. Zero. A very interesting concept.
Anyway, educate.
Tuliambia watu wakuja na notebooks and pens.
Kai imekupita rudi tu nyuma.
Anza yeke download. Uko ukisikiza ukiwa kwa bafu unasikiza.
Unaosha nguo unapanguza mkono unaandika. Anyway, I'm happy. I'm happy nilikuita. Umekuja na two nuggets of wisdom.
I'm happy to be here.
Unajua umeanza na sauti ya podcast alafu ikapotea katikati.
Ikakuja ile natural. Next time nikuja ama kuna unajua naweza kuwa nimechoma hapa naambia. Unasema next time nini? Asema next time nini? Next time gani?
Tanga umejikaribisha.
Unajiita, unajiinvite. Umechukua unajiapisha.
Anyway, I am here to tell you there might be a next time.
Nice. Don't be worried hapa. Shashika Biblia mimi narudi.
Kwa mara ya pili nitakuja gurudumu la maisha.
Nakuja gurudumu la maisha.
Don't worry hujachoma. I'm sure watu wata and I hope watu wata watch sana Joel. Unajua kivijana light skins wao mna attract good things. So thumbnail ita make sure sura yako
niko hapo.
Sexy boy comes to the podcast.
The poses are very tricky.
Lakini as we conclude just go over 1 hour ataka to discuss everything we had planned to. I hope you had a good one. Very vibes.
I do try.
You do try. Kungangana. So ndo maana tanikuwa nimekuita.
Nice.
So hebu ambia watu wako subscribe.
So guys, it was a nice session with Miss Owens, the Don, na Madam Apasan. It was a nice session. I hope you guys got to learn. Also, you could comment some of your thoughts about the things we've discussed
in
the session hapo kwa comment section below.
Hey, what is born natural YouTuber? Unajua tunafanyanga hivi.
Inakuanga mahali hapa. Yeah. So click the subscribe to the podcast. Share to as many people as you can. The good thing with the digital space nowadays is that your audience can be anywhere, even to millions of people. Get it to as many people as you can. Let the value go beyond even your circles.
Yeah. And that
hoping
was
to
that.
see you next time. Next episode tuende vivyo hivyo.
Side eye. Hata tukata kwa hapa matoke.
Nasema next episode ya Gurudumula. Wanakuwa quality stuff. Kauja watch hizo zingine.
Shame on you first of all. Anyway, nawapenda guys. Bye.
Bye.
Subscribe.